In fact, I'll make it even easier on you by doing this. Red. These guys are out of combat. I just put them here because
these guys are retired, extremely dangerous.
Oh. So these guys are out. So like you guys, they're not in our combat. All right. So first guy comes up. He's got a machine gun.
Careful, guys. We got a badass over here. He fumbled.
Oh wait, he rolled a 10. Then he rolled a 1.
It doesn't matter. Then I guess I don't know. I don't think it matters when their initial roll is a crit. I think that means nothing. He hits me though for 7 damage. He rolled 3 1s and 2 2s, by the way.
Yes, he did. Wow, that was a really bad roll. And then, and the hit location is 5, which makes it a what?
It's, by the way, also not a machine gun.
What is it?
It's a light assault rifle.
It's under the machine gun category. It's all lumped under machine gun.
Literally got a rifle in the name, which is its own category.
Well, no, in the master item list, it's all listed out weirdly. Like a light assault and medium assault rifles are all put together. So, and then there's a heavy machine gun, and then there's like special weapons, which like sniper rifles and hunting rifles and whatnot. So it's laid out where it doesn't mean anything. It's a light machine gun. It's all under the rifle skill. Means I just put it down there so I can differentiate between what type of weapon is firing at you and not. It's just for flavor. It's literally all under the rifle category. There are no differences between light, medium, or heavy machine guns in the game. 7 hit location 5, which makes it your right arm, but you got like a 20 bazillion, so that doesn't do anything. So what does the second dude do? He is wearing that, and he has got this. What does he got? It's a handgun and a submachine gun. Yep. He is going this way. Take a shot at you, Leo.
Mm-hmm.
And he is going to use a submachine gun. And that's a fumble on a 6. Now my bad luck is showing. So fumble on a 6, weapon discharges or strikes something harmless. So the bullet goes wild and hits one of the barrels next to you. Some alcohol shoots out.
Wait, was it a red barrel?
Oh
wait, so harmless. Never mind. It's even written in there.
So the second guy, man, there is just no lucky to get you, Trench. But let's see if this guy gets lucky.
Not tonight.
Not tonight. On a 4, that hits your torso. Yeah, doesn't matter. 14. But he takes a step back. And yeah, that's it. Kitty, you are...
I need to be dead to save myself, yes.
On being on the cover doesn't help me. Still hit me with an 18?
No, he was attacking me.
Hmm?
The 18 guy was attacking me.
Oh, okay.
He was attacking Trench. Your shot, the guy fumbled the shot against you and it went wild. So now it's your turn, Leo.
Well, the guy that took a shot at me is I'm gonna return the favor. It's like, buddy, you gotta learn to sit the fuck down.
Nice. That's a 10. That's damage 15. You still rolled a 1 on the damage.
Yeah.
One of several because it's a 5d6. And the hit location is 6, which makes it the left arm on a 15.
Okay.
And
let me I forget to do this all the time. Divided by 2. Yeah, so it's 2 shots hit.
If we're
2 shots
rounding
hit?
up, yep.
So I gotta re-roll 5d6 again.
Yeah.
Correct?
That's
Yeah.
correct.
That's another 11.
26. Okay, which is lucky because this guy's wearing the Metal Gear armor, which is a 26, which means
Now,
it
do we do
surpasses.
those as one total damage or
Different
two
shot.
different damage? Yeah, they're
Total
different shots,
damage.
right?
Yeah, but it's total damage.
Mm.
No, the attack
Yeah,
is
'cause
made
it's
at
total-
one action.
One action, it's one hit location, so 2 shots hit his left arm for 26 damage. That's the, or else we just start really getting into some really weird math, and no one would hit anyone after a certain armor point.
Well, it's not a
Yeah.
hit. It's about how much damage they soak. That's my only
Well,
question.
that's what I'm saying. No one would take damage after a certain armor point, and then the rules wouldn't make sense. Six. He's wearing the Metal Gear, so his armor is, which makes it 26. He took a 5. Oh, well, she only takes a stun save. Well, the 8, he makes it. So he makes a stun save.
Mm. Well,
Bench.
Alright, for my first action, I pull out my rifle from the depths of my trench.
Uh-oh. Like Neo from the Matrix.
I'm going full auto, targeting all 3 of them. Let's see, for every 10 rounds fired, my rate of fire is 30, which means I can fire 10 rounds at them apiece. For every 10 rounds fired at close range, and they're all in close range, I add 1 to my attack total. So I'll make that roll, which is going to mean -2 to my attack because my first action was to pull out the gun.
Okay.
Yep, that's fine. Let's see. Let me make sure there's something here I'm forgetting. Then roll for each target individually. Okay, so this first one was 2, the next one's going to be at 1, and then the next one's going to be at 3. And then we'll go down what that means actually after I'm done. Alright, the second one hits as well, and the third one... also hits. Okay. Next step. For every point of success over the required to hit roll, 1 round hits the target, up to the maximum rate of fire of the weapon. So I hit the first one with 2 shots, the second one with 2 shots, and my last one with 3 shots.
Okay.
So on the first one, it's 18 plus an additional...
18 plus what?
I'm in the middle of typing. You're going to have to wait on me.
Okay. End of every sentence, so I didn't hear what you were.
Well, because I was in the middle of typing it, so I could tell you. So the first one, Vol 2 takes 36 points of damage.
Okay.
So I'm counting the first damage as my first shot, and the second one is the second one. So 36 on him, if you want to deal with that, and then I can continue on to the next one.
36. That's... You said that was 36 points of damage?
Right.
mm-hmm.
That's if he's wearing full Metal Gear. That's 11 points of damage after he soaks, beyond whatever his body type is.
There's no modifier. Actually, he's got a body type modifier of -4. 10.
Alright, so 7 damage, which puts him in serious.
Okay. So
Serious
yeah,
is a -1 on his roll for a stun check.
All right, so let me make a stun check. What did it come out to?
He's fine.
He's fine.
All
He
right.
makes it. All
Now
right.
against number 1,
Number 1.
he takes 37 points. I just added the 20 from the roll to the 5d6 roll. So that's 37 total, which is 12 points, and then add his body type, whatever that is, or subtract his body type.
That's a -2 for body type, and what does this say where it hit?
3. Hit location 3.
Location 3, which would make it torso.
That would also put him 2 into critical. Yeah. And critical is a -2 on penalty. Or -2 on his roll less than thing. For his save. If these guys are all wearing Metal Gear, it doesn't matter where the roll hits. It's all 25.
No, I got that. Just trying to make sure I got the body.
Oh, except for head. Head's double damage.
I got that. All right. Well, this guy in the middle is wearing a flak jacket, but it's the same type of armor.
Well, no, flak jacket's only
Flak
20.
vest. Flak vest. Sorry, flak vest, which has it listed here as 17. I don't know if that's true or not anymore. And a body mass modifier of -2. So he takes -2 damage on the second hit, which makes it 35 with a 17.
So 20 damage then.
Which is 1, 2, 3, 4,
Well, it'd be
5.
5
More than
categories,
one.
so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Yeah, right.
That's what I'm counting as.
So it's a death save then. So at a -4 penalty.
And he makes it.
But he's stunned, which means he's out of the fight. Alright, and then the last guy. Last guy, his initial roll
No, he's
was
not.
19 damage. I didn't put that, you did. Let's see, his initial of 19 damage, but he had 3 points over the attack roll, which means he takes 3 shots. So I'm just going to put down 10d6 instead of 5d6 to denote the 2 shots of 5d6. So he takes 56 points of damage.
But yeah, even at Metal Gear, that's ridiculous. He already took damage.
I mean, full auto is pretty strong, but the same point is I've emptied an entire clip of my gun, and I don't think I have any more ammo. I was just getting really tired of shooting at these guys. Or really tired of dealing with them. No, actually, here's the thing. My rate of fire is 30. The gun can hold 35 bullets, so I have 5 bullets left in this gun.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. With the minus. Oh no, forget it. He's at Mortal 6.
So the thing is, I could do a 3 burst fire in this gun, and then just fire 2 bullets left, and then I'm done. This rifle is done.
And no, even with the damage reduction at a 36. I mean, yeah, that's how that math would. Yeah, let's see what that roll is.
Yeah, Mortal 6 is a -9 to the roll.
He rolled a 3, makes his death save, but he fails.
Oh, so we're saying it's less than or equals to?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're changing that. Okay.
I mean, I'm trying to think. Yeah, no. I mean, it's so ridiculous at that point. He's basically at death's door anyway.
Well, either way, number 2 is the only guy that's left, and I am done.
Okay, then.
Actually, you know what? No, I'll take... never mind. I'd have to reload. I'd have to reload and then fire again, which would be a -9 to my total at that point.
That's true. That is true.
I am done.
Okay, then. That being the case.
My turn, I guess.
Was it your turn, Leo?
No, there's one more of them that's left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you go
Just
before me. Remember?
One guy.
Okay. Sorry.
All right. So And after seeing all this, he's going to make a run for the door. Technically, I guess he could run out the door. He's got enough movement rate to do it. What's his run rate? 21 meters? Like, what's the measurement on that? Standing here. Do you see this guy run out the door?
It's fine. He can't actually outrun me.
Eddie, you're still pretending to be dead?
Yup, until I stop hearing gunfire.
Oh, I thought you
Which
were...
I just heard a lot of it.
Yeah, we lost our GM, it seems like. Yeah, there
Ah,
he is.
well, I'm in charge now.
No, that's not the way it works.
Ah, it is. The Eye of Odin opens up, and out come...
You don't even know what to start with.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now I have no idea where to start with all
He
this.
came back online for a second, now he's back offline again. That's my idea, is that I have a pace setter 2000 heart, which can also increase my movement speed. I just don't want to use it for more than 4 minutes at a time. I mean, it doesn't also hurt that I also am incredibly fast. So
you're gonna run him down or what?
Well, I mean, that's probably my plan. But you go before I do.
Probably
so if
bulldoze
you have
him in the process.
Well, I just mean if you have a plan, you go before me, so...
Well, if he's within range and he's gonna shoot, no, then.
Well, he ran out the door, though. So you're going to have to move to the door, which is also going to give you a negative modifier to your roll.
Yeah. Well, can I make it to the door? Let me see. I think I can. Well, I gotta hop the bar, right?
I don't know if that's just part of movement, though.
And go to the door. Take it this here. So that's -2.
I mean, you might as well try, right?
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll make the run. What do I see? Do I see him on the street? Doug? What do I see?
I literally have no idea what to tell you at that point.
No.
I'm not the GM. As again, our GM is currently missing in action.
Sorry.
I can aid you up until the part of the world that I'm aware of exists.
Sorry. I think he dropped from the call.
No, he did. That's what I'm saying. He went offline, and he showed up real quick again in online in the chat side of things, and then went back to offline again. So I'm thinking, like, I don't know, disconnection or something.
Okay, that is weird.
I mean, it happens. We have no idea what's going on his end of the world. I don't even know what his end of the world is.
California.
So literally anything. He was just in the middle of talking, which makes me believe it wasn't intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you almost got to roll a new character, Griff.
Almost. I'll keep this 3-body yet.
With tape, I suppose.
Like I said, it just didn't make much sense to me that if you rolled to hit a certain body location, that you wouldn't go for that body location. Now, you ever play Aces and 8? Either of you?
No.
I've heard about it. Forgot how it works.
Yeah, you literally have like a silhouette of a target. Like the game comes with a number of silhouettes of a body shape. And then you put a bullseye over that based on where you're trying to shoot. Now, some of those silhouettes are behind cover, some of them aren't. And what you do is that you roll a die based on certain modifiers, and that determines, like, I can't remember, that's either range or hemisphere. I think it's range. So you count out that many spaces on the bullseye thing, and then you pull a card, and that determines which hemisphere based on the suit. So that determines where your bullet goes, because it can go randomly anywhere within a bullseye.
Yeah.
And it kind of also has the Warhammer thing, Warhammer 2nd Edition, where certain amounts of damage based on body locations deal different effects. Except that it's like 100 times more because every type of damage you can imagine is covered in there. Did you get hit by a bludgeoned weapon? Did you get hit by a piercing weapon? Did you get hit by a bow and arrow? Did you get hit by a bullet? Did you get hit by... It's very...
Almost sounds like it's getting towards like Dwarf Fortress levels of simulation. Well, I mean, did it hit the skin? Did it hit the fat under the skin? What about the muscle tissue?
Well,
Did it
I
get to
mean,
the bone?
literally it has, did you get hit in the front of the face, side of the face, back of the head? I mean, that sort of thing. Did you get hit in the nose? Get hit in the ear? But there's also an impulse chart beyond that, because you got to determine within millisecond or split seconds who fires first, that sort of thing. So there's modifiers. Okay, I'm going to shoot from the hip. Okay, but are you going to aim from the hip? No? I don't know. Well, aiming adds +2 to your turn roll. That sort of thing. So it might be like, okay, I shoot from the hip. Okay, well, you shoot on second 10. Okay, the other guy, he's going to aim, and he's going to pull out, so he shoots on second 25. And there might be nobody again for like second 100 because they're going to reload or something.
Right.
I love it in concept. Every time I've ever thought, I'd really like to try giving Aces and Eights a try again. God, I hate the fucking game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine. It sounds like quite a lot to go through just to make sure you're doing everything right.
Well, the idea of gunfights and everything, like it's a lot like Warhammer 2nd Edition. It plays to the Deadlands concept of throwing cards and chips into every situation you could possibly think of. And it's very thick on its rules. But it has a pretty good life path system, kind of like we did with this game. Where you can be from just like anywhere, and it has a whole history, like how many of your brothers and sisters died to cholera, or hate you, or are you part of the Confederacy, or because it's like a reimagined Wild West, where the Confederacy still exists. I don't remember what Texas is called. It's Texas. I just can't remember. It's like the state of Texas or whatever.
The Republic of Texas.
Yeah, that sounds right. You can be from Europe and everything. It also has the talents thing. Like, one of the big talents you could get is consumption. Because it gives you bonus points to use in other skills and things like that.
But you also die of tuberculosis at the end of it.
Well, basically, yeah, you've got a short lifespan, but it might fall well within the scope of the game, so in the end it doesn't matter. I mean, when I played a guy named I can't remember. It was John something. It was a play on both of the actors that played the main character in True Grit.
Right.
But he had Death Wish, which is just going out there trying to die, and he just double handguns, never aimed. Like, one of the first things we ever did together was we met the sheriff, and he's like, "Okay, I'll put some bottles on this fence over here. First 2 of you can shoot the bottles off and prove you have any skill, can be deputies." And I think we were shooting for a good minute and a half straight on the shot clock, which measured in seconds before anybody hit anything. One guy intelligently had a rifle and was aiming at everything. He survived at the end. Like, our end thing was literally against a bunch of Indians that kidnapped people.
Mm-hmm.
I stood out in the middle. Like, somebody shot me with a shotgun, bullets bounced off my chest because I had thick skin and they rolled, like, minimum damage. I'm literally... Because this is the benefit of that one bullseye system, is that you can tell exactly where bullets are missing. You don't have to narrative it out. Arrows were literally flying under my armpit. Because the shot clock says so.
Oh, man.
I mean, I died. There was like a little Mexican kid who was part of our gang. He was a real character. He got shot in the leg because he was hiding behind a cactus, and literally was enough to ruin his character, enough where he was unplayable. The concept of losing your leg and back in the Wild West.
Yep, you know, you get the slight cut or scrape, you get gangrene, you gotta cut off the whole thing. Career over.
Basically. Like you said, the game is a good enough storytelling device that you could go back and retell what happened over a session. But, like, I remember, like, 3 or 4 things over what I feel like was a 6 to 8 hour session. It just took so long to get through everything.
I guess it probably wouldn't be so bad if it was 6 to 8 hours of full content. Because I know, like, when I played casually, like, 6 to 8 hours is what I kind of expect to happen. But you didn't get through the whole adventure, so...
No, we
I
got
mean-
to the end.
Oh, well, I mean, it took the whole time period, and I guess it should have been shorter. If
Well,
everything was optimized.
Again, the combat really takes a lot to get through, because you're always adjusting
Mhm.
numbers, and it's a whole table of, okay, well, if I aim, this is going to take this much, and if I need to do this and this and this. All right, what's your
Mhm.
initiative at? Well, I'm still figuring it out.
Yeah.
Right,
Right now,
you
I'm
ever
still
want to
thinking
give a
about,
shot
like,
at it sometime?
Right now,
Doesn't
my
sound
thoughts are kind of going to games like this right now, where, like here and in Shadowrun, like you had characters that are very hard to deal with without the proper equipment, right?
Right. I mean,
And
I hate the idea
and,
that
like, this
a
isn't
whole
even about
group gets
anything,
penalized for the fact that one person is really good at what they do.
right, yeah, and my constant thought is like, so like it's perfectly fine to have characters that are at different power levels compared to each other, or like have specializations. Like I'm the hacker. I'm obviously not supposed to be fighting. We have our fixer. He's supposed to have probably been here talking and getting the whole power information, which would have been good. But always in my mind is like, how do you end up balancing these kind of things? How do you deal with the fact that one character literally cannot hurt another?
I mean, I don't think that you do.
Hmm.
I think you just let it take care of itself in the world. Like,
Mhm.
why would a bunch of randos suddenly show up with with gear capable of taking out a tank if
Oh,
no
heck yeah,
reason
yeah.
before that they would never have that?
Yeah, like for a silencing team, this seems like way overkill. But like
Mm.
that's a different issue.
I'm
Here
not,
it's
I'm
like,
not complaining.
let's say like simple scenario, like we go and fight a gang. All the gang is like in like basic leathers and have pistols. Do any of us need to really be there? And I guess like even though we are different in power, I always kind of think like, so what could other characters do?
Well, I mean,
When it comes to
more
the NPCs, I'm
so,
always like, well, what tools do they have?
if I was running the game, I think this would be a scenario for the rep system to come into play, where I'd be building rep as a solo,
Mhm.
and other solos would come to make a name for themselves as, hey, I'm the guy that took out Trench. There was no
Oh,
reason
yeah.
to incorporate this into the story of the thing, because unless those people know that I'm around, or, hey, they hired Trench to come get us down, that shouldn't come
Right,
into
like
play.
a good story element would be like, all right, the big bad's lieutenant like hears that you're in town because like we've been, perfectly obvious, and he goes, "Ah, Trent, I've heard his name. I will go to challenge myself against him."
Well, in
or
my
something.
backstory, I have entire gangs that are out after me.
Exactly.
Doesn't actually have to be the people that we're dealing with right now that show up to challenge me that are an actual challenge.
Yeah.
There's no reason to make the threat that has to affect me has to also affect you guys.
Yeah, but here it's like less specific than that even. It's just like, all right, so how do you have like a lower level weapon and then affect someone wearing a higher level of armor?
You don't.
Well, I mean, you could always like take a knife
Well,
and like stab between like the edges or something, or have a weapon specifically built for it.
right, but that's armor piercing, which is how you usually affect these sort of scenarios. But if
Yeah, but like
normal people don't
compared to
have
like
armor
medieval
piercing.
weapon kind of things here, right?
But also, again, a stabbing weapon would be affected by my ability to, combat out of it. Because melee attacks are kind of like a cardinal system. You oppose those rolls, and I'm very good at dodging. I have an 8 in my dodge because I anticipated the need to dodge.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I have dodge, don't I? Do I? I don't think so.
But you don't dodge bullets, is the problem.
Oh, yeah. I have, like, a single point
Well,
of dodge
you could take
anyway,
the
so
dodge
hardly
action,
matters.
which gives them a -2 to their roll.
Yeah.
But, the
But still,
point
it'd be
being
nice
is
if I could
that...
do something like, say, like, I aim specifically for, like, his eyes, which are obviously not covered or something.
Might not
Maybe
be
I
the
could try
case,
something
though.
like that.
There are armored goggles.
Yeah, I know. Maybe if some guy is, like, coming in full armored in metal with a machine gun, maybe I ought to just
And
run
again,
or
even then doesn't matter. I have skin weave, which is full body protection no matter what.
Yeah. But, like, when it comes to things like this, though, like, the second obvious solution is, of course, like, in-game, in-character going, I can't handle this, I'll run away and find a different way to handle it. But whenever I play out those scenarios with others, it becomes really difficult to get to the point where they're going to come back around and be able to deal with that, because it's like, all right, we need more resources so that we can buy this gun. But I mean, if we had the resources, we probably would have already bought it or something, you know?
Right. Like I said, I just don't think it matters that much. We're the players.
Yeah.
We're the players. We're all supposed to be good at something. It's like when it comes to hacking, I'm sorry, my throat's choking up with something. When it comes to hacking, I just assume you're going to succeed at some point because it's what you do. Combat, I just assume me and Lessons here are going to succeed at whatever we're doing because it's combat. Same thing
I guess
for driving.
same thing in the opposite direction. Like, hacker comes by, like, what are you gonna do?
Kill them.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, hell, what's my answer to finding somebody? Kill them.
Yeah, but these are just like the game thoughts that are always in my head. How do we involve everyone? How do we make sure that there's just something people can do?
Well, my normal thoughts are contrive a situation that would exist, and then only use the elements of that situation that you've said existed already. If you go to fight in a biker bar, right? The only people there are going to be the biker bar guys. If you happen to walk in there with, like, what was that shootout that was in California a long time ago where the guys had full body armor and the cops couldn't handle them?
Yeah, that old bank robbery.
Yeah. If you show up in that shit and start beating the shit out of the bikers, well, congratulations, you won from moment zero. So whatever happens at that
point, you
point,
came in with a plan, and that plan was a good plan. You won.
Yeah, I don't need to threaten you guys anymore. You guys can just have fun beating wholesale ass for the next 20 minutes to an hour if you want. But that's your choice. You could also let those people go, or whatever.
Yeah.
Say, hey, I'm king of the bikers now, or whatever.
But I know, like, in execution, it's always hard to get players to, like, accept that maybe someone else has a better plan and will win if they just stay here and do what they expected you to do. It is almost impossible for me to figure out how to telegraph that to people. Like, Warhammer scenario earlier this Sunday. If I just had everyone stay quiet and wait to attack, it would have been an even worse ambush.
I mean, it wouldn't have been, though, which was why I was so upset to find out that how Warhammer actually worked. That we all have this pool of points that we can literally just say, hey, GM, you know that tense situation you planned out? Doesn't matter. We can just spend a point and it's gone.
Right, because alternatively, you're going to explode and die, like Conrad was, like, half a dozen times.
Yeah, but I'm saying we have points that literally say
which
it's not unlimited, but at the same point, it doesn't matter. At the same point, any tense situation and you have points means it doesn't matter. The situation is immediately dissolved. And I hate that. I hate the game that's grim, perilous in its own tagline, has multiple points to effectively make it not grim and not perilous. Every other game is more
Yeah.
grim and perilous because it's more easy to die.
I think probably what needs to happen on my end, at least in terms of that game, is I need to try to kill you guys even harder.
Yes.
Probably with bigger things instead of more things, because that will be easier to manage and
Yes,
faster.
please.
Yeah, I'm learning my lessons. I'm
Well,
just
no,
seeing
I don't
how
even
things
mean
go.
about the hordes. I mean, just please try kills harder. I enjoy
yeah,
those
yeah, of
scenarios
course.
more.
I got plans for killing you in particular, so they're fun.
Well, good, because I have no fate points left.
Yes, okay.
I had to use
and the other
one to
one, of
not
course,
die,
is
and the other
fate
one not to
point
lose my
economy,
leg.
Where obviously you've been spending them, and apparently the game expects me to give them back every now and then.
Well, doing something heroic.
Right, and here this scenario in particular probably actually qualifies. The other ones have all just been kind of like bumbling around, I think.
I hate having the idea that you're pulling your punches on us. I want to know that I'm going after hardcore. I want my character to be scrounging around in the sewers, missing a leg, trying desperately to get away from somebody that he thinks is still following him. You know, I want to be threatened, and I want to have to think about what I have to do to get away from that. I don't want to walk in thinking, man, I don't care what happens because I have a fate point left.
Right. And at least in the game this Sunday, I tried not to pull my punches at all. They all came at you. I tried doing what I could remember was most optimal. I think I probably need to figure out the surround rules a little better so that I can objugate that a little bit.
I was cheering in a side chat with Liz, hoping that Gustav died. I mean, I was. Liz wasn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
Liz was
okay.
getting upset.
There
We
is
gotta-
still one more punch left to have, so I'm just hoping to see what happens.
Sorry, guys. I think we gotta.
Yeah, we're basically done. We're just chatting now.
Yeah, we're just.
Oh, sorry, because I saw the message right now. I was like,
Yeah, Griffin already responded to it. I just assumed you've been paying attention.
yeah, no,
I
'cause,
hold like 5 conversations at once. It's cool.
well, anyway, if you guys are basically done, I guess we'll see each other next Wednesday then.
Sure.
Yep, we'll see you next time, and we'll shoot more things.
Yeah, we'll do.